Welcome to the latest installment of the Run to Daylight show. I am your host, Todd Burrows. I will be joined once again by at Do Me Favors, Pavel, and we are going to be doing a live underdog draft. I don't expect anyone is following this as I haven't posted it yet, but we are glad to have you. If you did find it, I really don't want people joining and seeing my whole queue, which is why I haven't sent it out yet. This draft is this draft is brought to you by our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Always be drafting Underdog Fantasy. Best ball is the 1 week is the 1 week season. Best ball is the one night stand of fantasy football, and you can have as many one night stands as you want without all the responsibility of managing a team, doing waivers. Basically, best ball is sex, and the sex is best on Underdog Fantasy. And I'm going to be showing you the spike week overlay as we draft, and that is kind of cool. And it stinks to go off your phone and back onto the computer, but I do think it helps you, and you can also do a number of drafts. All right, we're almost full, so I am going to post it live right now, doing a
I think that's the sound.
that is the sound, and we got the fourth spot. Let me pull back up and let's just make that bigger for everyone. You can see that pretty good?
Yeah.
And any second now, let's see, I might have to jump back out to get the overlay to jump back in. I'm going to restart it. Oh, there it is. All right. So for those of you who have not seen the overlay before, if a player is highlighted in green, that means he stacks with someone on your team. You can see the week 16 correlation, the week 17 correlation, your ownership of Jonathan Tower. You can see I have 8% in the BBM and I have 8% overall. To me, McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson are the two definites. Who is your fourth?
For me, it would be Kupp if he fell to us there. I was hoping McCaffrey would fall to us because that's usually
I was too.
That's usually where I'm hoping. But yeah, I'd be happy with either Kupp or Jefferson here.
All right, so that's easy. So the way that I draft, you'll see it, and everyone else will see it once we get going. But that's the basics of the overlay. I've got some suggestions in there. We got both. I prefer Jefferson.
Yeah,
But at the same time, you could see why I prefer Jefferson. If you want Kupp, this is a good opportunity for me to get Kupp.
Yeah, you should take Kupp. You have less of Kupp here.
All right. So we got Kupp. We're 16 picks away. So what I do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I make sure that you really need 17. So you add Hill, and then you look down, and we see Javonte Williams has a week 16 correlation. He's worth adding to the list. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both
Lenny
fit with Kupp. Is there anyone else you would consider for this next pick?
Lenny and Chubb too.
Well, I think that Lenny is a guy who's been slipping. I'd like to try and see if we could get him through.
Yeah. So for our next pick, let's just see who comes to us. In the early rounds, I don't really try to plan. I just see who falls to me, and then I make a decision. But best players lately I've been taking. Aaron Jones. I've been taking a lot of Mike Evans if they fall to me. Lately I've been getting a lot of Mark Andrews falling to that
Yeah,
end of the
he
second. So
has been, and I still don't love him there. But I think I do take. I have started mixing him in. When you look at Mark Andrews, you can see I've got 12% in this contest, 7% overall. So you can see that most of my BBMs were done before I did the puppies.
same.
And so you can see that I've been doing Andrews less lately. So when you look and you see 4% than 6%, it means I've been taking a little bit more Debo lately. So that's something you guys can see as we go along.
So question
And
for you, how much why are you so low on Cup? Is it just that you like rather just take McCaffrey and Jefferson and then just Cup's not falling enough, or do you have like a reason that you're slightly down on Cup?
well, they've added Allen Robinson, who I think is a much better second wide receiver than they've had before. I also think Higbee had some bad luck, and I think you would think the teams would have adjusted it last year, but a lot of times teams adjust to breakout players the following year. It's not that I'm down on him; it's just that he had an outlier season that I think is going to be hard to replicate.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. So my exposure probably looked the same. I'll take Cup if he falls to like the fourth, fifth pick because you got to have him, but I don't see him just replicating that same exact year as last year. It's going to be hard.
And you look at my exposure. Remember how when we talked, I said I normally don't have more than 15% in round 1 and 2, and I normally don't have less than 4 or 5. You could see that I'm kind of down on Nick Chubb. I probably should take a little bit more because he is a touchdown threat. But I tend to take a lot of Taylor and McCaffrey early. And then what happens on the way back, I tend to like to take 2 wide receivers. So that also cuts down on my Chubb. You can see I'm a little low on Lenny. Although, again, 410, you could see that I was lower on him early and then the light went on and I've been taking more of him lately.
Yeah, we are actually on the opposite spectrums of Chubb. Chubb is probably one of my highest owned running backs. He's put up 2 straight, almost 200-point seasons on 12 games a season. So if we get a little bit of health this year, he can smash 250 points this year. So in the third round,
if Debo falls, I think he's my guy.
yeah, I like Debo.
And if he doesn't,
Debo.
Debo fell.
Yep.
You could see that I'm still a little low on him in this contest. A lot of that was based on his unhappiness, and that you haven't heard much about that lately. All right, so now we're 6 picks away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got the correlation with Keenan and Williams. There's no other player in the near area that we have a correlation with. Is there anyone else you'd like us to look at?
So if Andrews, Hill, Lenny, Chubb.
No, I mean other than the guys in the queue. Anyone
Well,
else I should add to the queue?
Those guys come, for sure we want them. Don't want Keenan Allen. I'm okay with Mike Williams, but if you wanted to get a little risky, we could go with Alvin Kamara. I don't mind Kamara in the third round. I know it's a little reach, but I'd prefer if Andrews, Lenny, or Chubb fell to us. Those would be my main choices.
All right, let's see what I think we've got enough guys in the queue.
Yeah.
I don't love Keenan, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're not going to get Keenan.
No.
All right, so I think I remember telling you I don't care about fixing up my queue. I don't like people, especially if there's anyone in the draft looking. I don't want to have them easily be able to know what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Interesting that Andrews has been falling to the third round. I'm loving it, but it's interesting.
Really. Yeah, I mean, in the third round, he's a no-brainer.
Yeah. No
news. But he normally doesn't make it past the turn.
No. Okay, nice. We're going to get either Lenny or Chubb. That's awesome.
Well, I want Mike Williams or Lenny.
Oh yeah, I can go with Mike Williams. So I would rather Lenny over Mike
Yeah,
Williams.
but we've got that correlation with Cup.
You can get Gerald Everett or something different later. I would rather get a really good running back than a correlation. Mike Williams has a chance he doesn't even play at the end of the year. He's a
All
pretty
right,
high
that's
injury prone player.
well.
I
I'm
would
willing
even,
to take Lenny over Mike Williams.
yeah, that's fine. I'd still take Chubb over Mike Williams, but if you really, really want Mike Williams, that's fine. We can make it work.
Well,
Oh,
thankfully
we got
Chubb
Lenny.
went, so we didn't have to
Perfect.
decide.
But Lenny's a no-brainer pick here.
Yeah, and I saw another video of him where he was lifting weights, and he didn't look nearly as heavy as he had. And people don't realize, a guy like Eddie Lacy didn't lose weight, but people don't realize an athlete like this how quickly they can take off weight if they want to.
Yeah, exactly. The guy just played an entire season. I'm not going to shame some or go off a guy because he decided to eat and relax over the summer. Like I know he's going to come back and get in good shape. And if you're scavenging Instagram pretty deeply, you could have seen Lenny's been in pretty good shape for about a week or so more. So yeah, This is
I'm buying the dip.
Yeah, nonsensical. I've been buying Lenny all off season.
All right, so I filled the queue for the next pick. Is there anybody that you would be willing that doesn't have out of the whites? Are there
Yes.
any?
So Kittle, obviously, I would like to add in there.
Who?
Kittle.
Even though we have Debo.
Yeah, get the full stack.
All right, I don't like that as much because I don't think that Lance is gonna. I've been mostly picking one guy to go with Lance.
Okay.
But if Kittle was a value, I would take. Like if he made it to our second pick, no brainer.
Sure.
But I wouldn't want to reach for.
Oh, I wouldn't reach for him. Yeah, definitely agree.
And I also want to see who's there because there's a few guys in the queue that I tend not to take a lot of, like Brees Hall. Although I should get a little bit more. I don't like Gabriel Davis at ADP.
Same.
Deontay Johnson is fine, but I'm going to be under to even on him. So, I mean, Allen Robinson and Judy both have nice correlations. I mean, that's a stack that I would do. I don't have too much Cup and Robinson together.
Yeah,
in fact, that's where we can look and we can see that it looks like I have 50% Allen Robinson, but not with Cup. I don't think I have Cup and Robinson together.
Yeah, I like doing that. That's not a problem for me. I'm not huge into completely fading players, but I'm not a Judy guy. I would rather take Tim Patrick for that run back later, or even maybe Albert O. So for me,
Judy's been dropping, and you can see that I've been buying a little more later. I'm not, again, you can see I'm 6 and 8. So
yeah, so
you're not,
you're not too high on him. Yeah, Brees Hall is another guy. I like Brees Hall a lot because the Jets are not a team that are going to be able to sustain long drives, and Brees Hall can break off that 60-yard, 80-yard touchdown, and he gives them that explosive factor. 4 picks away we are. Are you a Zeke person?
You can see I'm under, but I've been starting to add lately.
I like the price for Zeke. Ideally here.
Hold on 1 second.
Hopefully someone takes Cam Akers here.
All right. I like Akers. I think that Akers is a great value where he's going.
I haven't been drafting much Akers.
You're talking about a guy who went at the end of the first round, beginning of the second before his injury last year, and came back and had the same role. And of course, he didn't play good. He was 9 months off of a major injury. I'm okay with Zeke instead of him.
What about A-Rob?
I like A-Rob the most. A-Rob or Zeke?
A-Rob.
I'm okay with either one of them. I think A-Rob makes more sense for this team.
Yeah, I think A-Rob would be great.
And then Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I don't want Mahomes. I don't want Lamar with this build. Cooks, Montgomery. There's no one else down to Kyler with a. Anyone that you want to look at that I didn't put into the queue?
No, I would hope we would get Kittle or Cooks, honestly, and then if everything got taken, I wouldn't mind Mooney.
I love Mooney. As you can see, I wouldn't mind 23% Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney's a. How is he in the 6th round? 5th round, excuse me.
But I think Kittle, if he's there, if not
Yeah.
Mooney.
Agreed. Yeah, I don't want Montgomery either. So
I think Montgomery is a pretty decent value here.
yeah, I agree. But I feel like with our build, I would want I want to get high upside players now. And Montgomery is just like a good safe floor play. If he was like if we took a wide receiver over Lenny, I would have liked Montgomery.
Yeah,
here.
I mean this team is counting on Lenny being a stud, and then taking 5 to 6 other.
That's fine. Take Mooney.
And Mooney opens up Fields. Mooney opens up Detroit.
Exactly. So when I'm doing like 3 to 5 drafts at a time, I actually do the same exact thing you're doing right now. I just make sure I queue up all the players. I actually will exclude players I just don't want, and then that's.
I don't do that because I want to make sure I have enough.
Yeah.
And then I mean, at late in the draft, I stopped doing that. But for now, I want to be able, like, okay, Gibson to me in the 6th round. I think he's okay with this build. I think I'm trying to add more Hopkins.
Yeah, so I think ideally in our next pick, if Hopkins or I doubt Godwin would fall to us, but if Godwin fell to us, that would be awesome.
And I'll add Lance in just in,
Yeah.
All right, so that's it.
I like this little hero RB build we have going. This is
I
how
do too.
I like building hero RB. So this is my. I was looking, we don't have any badges in our draft, I don't think either. Just noticing I don't notice the names in the lobbies anymore.
Yeah, we're starting to get. How many did you get to do? Any Pomeranians?
Yeah, I got through 25.
That's almost exactly the amount I had. I only did. I did one fast, but I forgot that I signed up for it, so it's a complete disaster. But I did do 25 slows.
Yeah, I missed the slows. I just did fast. So, but they were really fun. $3, you can do some really unique builds in there.
Well, it's a snapshot in time, right?
Yeah.
When you're drafting in a contest that's a day, right? It's easy to differentiate because you can, a lot of the guys that you think are great values, you can go real heavy on, take them a little early. It's already happened, right? A lot of the guys I have heavy ownership on, I'm backing off. Same. Because the rest of I've been right most of the time, at least according to the field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In other words, a lot of a month ago, I was taking a lot of Singletary, a lot of Penny. Well, they're 2-3 rounds up already off where they were.
Yeah, last time we talked,
right? So those deals are gone, but there's still some out there. Like I love Dobbins. If Dobbins falls, he's a no-brainer.
Last time we talked, we actually were talking about Penny and Walker, and we're talking how we're gonna start taking Walker once they flip, and they actually just flipped this week.
Yeah. I expect that flip to go even further. So I'm dabbling in Walker at this point. I still think he's going to drop another round or two. I think Amari Cooper is a fabulous deal right now.
Oh, yeah. if AJ Dillon falls to us, I'd be
No brainer.
yeah.
I mean, I've only got 6 and 9, but I'm higher on him than that.
Yeah, I've triple that probably of AJ Dillon, but he was going in like the
So
8th
to me,
round.
it's Dillon or Cooper.
Yeah, agreed. And then hopefully we can get Lance on the comeback.
Unless you think this team has 4 great wide receivers, and Hopkins makes more sense.
Yeah, actually, I think we could go
Hopkins just went.
Never mind. So go Dillon. Perfect. Dillon falls to our spot.
That is a great second one. So then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Lance is a no-brainer. Lazard, Pollard.
I don't mind Renfro.
I like Renfro. And Renfro, oh yeah, I love Renfro. He's got that correlation with Debo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're good. On our next pick, I'm happy with any of these guys because even if we get Schultz, that opens up Dak on. Oh, actually, no, never mind. We wouldn't want to do that because then the buys. Because I don't want to go 3 quarterbacks if we're going to invest early.
I mean, I think Lance or Renfro.
Lance for sure, yeah, and then Renfro second would be fine. Yeah.
Although you don't get there goes Lance. Well, we'll still do the correlation.
Yeah, Renfro works for me, of course.
Although 7th round Gibson is.
I'm not. I've gotten him in the 8th round.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I've gotten Gibson down to the 8th round even, so that's where I get my exposure for him.
And as you can see, I've got enough.
Yeah, good amount actually. It's cheap. I like our team so far.
Yeah, good team.
Unreal. Penny is at 93 now.
I know. He was at 120, 125 most of the offseason.
I'm just going to check real quick because I want to see how much I have exactly of him because he had to have been my number 1 running back. Yeah, I have 18% of Penny, and that's after backing off of him. And he's my 4th highest now after Rojo, Gainwell, and Hines.
I mean, the obvious next pick is Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford, exactly.
But if he's gone, there's, Ayuk. I wouldn't mind Ayuk. I'm a believer in if you really think that Debo's the guy who might get you to the finals, having someone else on that team for the final is a nice way to differentiate, especially without the quarterback.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I love stacking just wide receiver rooms in general. Even if I miss the quarterback, I don't mind because I'm still getting that correlation. Yeah, this is the weird part of the draft because.
So how far will you reach to get your quarterback for your stack?
So that was actually what I was going to say. This is that weird part of the draft where sometimes the quarterbacks will fall, right? Like maybe Matt Stafford gets taken, but Russell Wilson will fall all the way to us. So then I'll take Russell Wilson then. So I won't reach for the stack.
Yeah, there's a point where a guy's such a value that I don't care that I don't have a stack and I might not get a stack because that's going to be a small percentage of my teams.
Exactly. And that's a big getting a guy, 50.
But I mean, if you're looking at the screen right now, and let's say you were on the board, and let's say and there weren't any quarterbacks, like right now you're on the board, and Stafford's like 8th or 9th down, and Brady's there, and let's say you have no stack, and Dak no stack. I mean, I'm fine. If I was on the board right this second, I'd have no problem taking Stafford because there's nobody here above him that I think is so good.
Yeah, I agree.
That, I'm being stupid for not trying to sneak him through to the next pick.
Yeah, that's how I think of it. Like, there's no one in front of there that I don't think could slip to my next pick. Like, if there's a guy that there's no way he comes to my next pick, I have to have him. I'll take him.
Because you got to realize there's going to be plenty of Stafford Cup teams where he didn't have to chase, right? Where they just get the value.
Exactly.
So I'm willing to do it, but I don't feel the need to go crazy.
What pick number are we? Is our next pick number?
93.
93. So we should be fine for Stafford next pick.
Well, I've been getting sniped. I did 2 or 3 of these today, and the sniping on was just it makes you want to stop drafting.
Yeah, we see this like as more novice drafters come in every year. Once August rolls around, the quarterbacks are about to go steaming up again. Like we had this dip happen, and now they're just going to shoot right back. It seems like more novice drafters really like taking.
The good news is the 2 guys ahead of us both have a quarterback.
Yeah.
The bad news is the only quarterbacks ahead of us just went. It's nice to have that.
Yeah, that buffer.
That buffer. For anyone who's looking for I just tried to correlate Indy, Pittman, and Giants, missed out on it. Did you are you in the draft, Broward? Are you in this draft?
We're good. We're on Stafford now.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
All right. So 6 picks away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think Lockett fits the build. Sky Moore, no. Knox, I'm not a big fan of. I do like Ramondre. And Derek Carr would be a very good.
I was going to say, just take Derek Carr and we're done with quarterback.
Yeah. Unless somebody, Yeah. I mean, it would be hard for me to pass on Edmonds here.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it would be hard for me to pass on Goddard here. Because remember, we've got Mooney with Fields.
I don't really love Goddard. I would rather wait. I would prefer Carr over Goddard then. Because even if I take Goddard, I'm not comfortable taking a 2 tight end build.
And I could use some Mooney teams without Fields, but I like Fields. I mean, when you look at who's going to be available, but there's no. I mean, I like Goddard a lot, and I like Ramondre.
Yeah, the thing for me is, like, if Goddard falls past ADP, I'll take him, but I don't feel comfortable taking a 2 tight end build with him, and here's in that range where
I do. Okay.
That's
I guess. So I'm fine passing on him, even though I disagree with you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Goddard's not a bad pick at all. It's just like I'm not comfortable.
I mean, Claypool's also not a bad pick. You get a Week 16 correlation with Las Vegas, and
I've been taking Claypool you mentioned you didn't like Deontay too much. I actually love all the Steelers offense this year. I think super concentrated offense. Mitch is not.
I'd really rather wait for Fields and take somebody else here. But if you want it, I can do Carr. You know what? Let's do Carr.
You sure? All right.
I mean, it's either Carr or Ramondre or Claypool.
Let's take Carr.
We're going to get weak at running back. Let's go Ramondre.
I'm not worried about running back. I think we'll be fine because there's a really nice pocket coming up. This is where I would like to, because now we're going to be next pick. We're going to have that pocket where the good value falls. So maybe we can get like a Rojo at the next pick. And there's that next group of guys right after. So there's a lot of those.
I mean, I do think there's value in avoiding Rachaad White. I mean, I don't want Rachaad White.
Oh, we don't want Rachaad on this team. No.
Galladay, I do like. Yep. Ronald Jones is fine. Irv Smith is fine. Madison is fine. We can't use Fields. And I love Freiermuth. And I love Kmet.
Love Kmet as well.
All right. Let's see what's there.
You can click Dameon Pierce too, just to have him.
I don't like him.
Why not?
I think that he's going to start out as the backup, and you're paying starter price. I think Mack is going to start. I think they're going to mix in a couple guys. I just don't like him. You can see. I mean, I just don't. I have some. Yeah. I don't want to be wrong, but maybe for the second pick, I'll throw him in.
Yeah. Sorry. I keep because our picks are so close together. I just try to add everyone I like for the next 2 picks. Because
I do that but not with 6 picks away. I'll do that like 3 or 4.
Got you. Yeah.
With six, there's so much that can happen based on who you take the time before. Anyway,
Yeah.
just a personal preference.
Yeah, no, totally makes sense. So we're good at QB, we're good at wide receiver for now. Now we're gonna focus on tight end and running back. This year too, as every year, I feel like that last pocket of tight ends, right, like in the 14th to 16th round, are really strong this year. So you have like Njoku, you have not Everett, Ingram, Hayden Hurst. For some reason, Hurst is so low, and I know everyone's sour on Austin Hooper, but this year I feel like Hooper's got a really good opportunity. He's going to get targets. There's no one to pass to on that offense. And what are we? 8 picks away. So ideally, if we could, Melvin Gordon would be awesome if he fell to us.
I'm not a big James Cook guy, even
Me
still.
neither. Yeah, me neither.
0 and 1%. I need to start taking some.
We're probably the same on James Cook, to be honest with you. Even Cordarella, I'm about 6 to 8%. I don't see.
You can see how much I like Patrick at his old price.
Yeah, he's really.
Because I have not been, and you can see how much less I've been taking of him lately.
Yeah, same here, because he's really come up. But he's a good pick. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a really, really. I think he could be the number 2 wide receiver on that team this year. What do you think? Do you think like so? Cordarell is a player that I've started off in the offseason really liking, but now he's come up a little bit, and I don't see.
Well, I don't like him. Obviously, I mean, I've got 8% and 5%, but he's a guy I mix in. But I do expect that backfield to be more competitive this year, and he's 32 years old.
Yeah, you saw what they did last year. They were bad, and they just stopped using him. So I'm worried they're going to do the same thing this year. I think he'll be a strong player early again, and then towards the end of the year, if they're bad, they're just going to start playing Algier and the young guys.
Yeah,
so
Gordon's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Honestly, if I wouldn't be upset reaching for Rojo here because Rojo fits our build really nicely.
You can see I've got a lot of Rojo in this contest. I kind of, and that'll give us 3 shots at one of the tight ends we like.
Yeah, so Gordon just got taken, so I think Rojo's the pick next. And then tight end, like you just said, Freiermuth, if he fell, doesn't get sniped.
Rodgers is
free falling. Please don't take Rojo, Mr. Champ.
If you told me a year ago I'd have Rojo and Fat Lenny on the same team.
Yeah. I actually have never been a Rojo guy until this year.
Same thing with me. First time I've ever had more than like 2% of them.
Yeah, but when you put them on
it's such a great offense, and CEH is more MEH.
I agree with you. I mean, you guys done nothing. If anything, too.
Broward Bravado has 41% of Rojo. I don't like anyone that much Rojo. I mean, Broward. We talked about that a lot in our last pod. 20. I mean, I could be 30-35% on a guy at this point of the season.
Yeah.
But most of the time, what's sad is the guys that I would be 35% on never stay at the value where I'm crushing them.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wish either, and sometimes it's in a bad way. You hear bad news and they drop even more and you're like, oh,
yeah. But, do I got to keep buying or do I jump off? Yeah. Rojo's actually my number 1 running back owned. He's my 4th highest owned player. Period.
I like Freiermuth more than Irv Smith.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think Freiermuth is the guy in this range who has the best chance to be a top 5 tight end.
Oh, and perfect.
I don't mind him in 2 tight end builds. Like if you gave me Freiermuth and Kmet, I might not take a third.
I think I still would, but that's not too bad. I can see that working. Because Kmet's going to get so many targets. Love Crowder.
See, I like adding in the QBs just so I know I have enough guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't like Devontae Parker or Tolbert. Palmer makes some sense. Carter I like a lot.
Love.
Osborne, Van Jefferson makes sense. Hunter Henry, no, but I guess you got to throw him in. Alberto will make a lot of sense for the second pick. Shark makes sense. Tyrion Davis Price, I like. So we got a lot of names for the next two picks.
Yeah, this is the juicy part of the draft. I love this part right here.
And it was more juicy a month ago.
Oh my God, yeah.
You
Question
know,
for
it
you.
was there's now it just doesn't. You know, you used to be able to stack guys you liked for 4 rounds, 5 rounds. It's not like that anymore. But Michael Carter continues to drop, and I think that he is. You know, I mean, he played pretty well last year, and I don't think they want to make Brees Hall you know, especially as a rookie.
Yeah, I like Carter. I'm not against him at all. I was just gonna ask you, why don't you like Jalen Tolbert?
He's a guy that who knows what he's going to give you, and I mean, I've got 6 and 4, so I don't hate him.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is I don't like him in this build because he's not correlated.
No, I didn't mean in this bill. I just meant in general why you didn't like him. Because I've
Well,
been,
I mean, I got 6 and 4. That's not terrible.
yeah. I
Like
used to
Josh Palmer, I have 2 and 3. I think he's going a couple rounds too early.
yeah, Palmer I have none of, but I'm a little bit older.
I mean, but he's a correlates. So again, you know, I'm trying to supercharge the end of my drafts, right? I don't want to reach too much early, but late, I want teams that can tell a story.
Yeah.
Well, yes, ADP value is important. No one has preached ADP value more than me over the years. But you know, every year we look back and there an ADP didn't mean shit as far as you know how good players were. So I want to correlate and stack and have teams that if they get to week 16 have a story that are going to get me to week 17 and then are really loaded up for week 17. So Darrell Henderson is a guy I would really love here.
Yeah, he'd fit nicely. Darrell would fit. Himes would fit. Carter would fit. So I would like any one of those guys here. Interested that you're so low on Himes. I would think you would have more Hines. Hines is now he's a lot more expensive, but there was a time where he was a 14, 15.
Broward, I think maybe. But I think Crowder could still get a lot of action. I think all 4 of those guys in that offense are worth. But that's why I think McKenzie bothers me more for Gabe Davis than he does. That it just the whole thing gets split down and there's not enough targets to go around to support a 4th-round Gabe Davis. More than I care about whether I think him and Crowder are both going to be on the field plenty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Hines was a guy that I got crushed with last year. And it just took me a while. And this is half PPR.
Yeah, Wentz doesn't throw the quarter to the running back. That's the thing. So I feel like with Ryan, Himes has a bigger opportunity to get more targets. And plus, they don't have.
He doesn't drop it off?
Yeah, Wentz doesn't like throwing to the running backs.
Right.
Yeah. So now with Ryan, I feel like he'll get some more targets. And plus,
yeah, I've been. If you can see that I'm starting to draft a little more.
Yeah.
Henderson,
yeah, absolutely. He fits the stack.
Although Jameson Williams does too.
I'm okay with Jameson if he comes back to us.
Yeah. Now that we've got 4 running backs, I don't think we have. This could be a 6 running back team, though.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 or 6 for sure.
But I think the next pick is Alberto if he makes it back. Get that second tight end with a correlation in both games.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, I'm totally down.
Although if Jameson makes it or Michael Carter, I'm willing to pass on Carter or Hines, but right now I think Jameson and then Albert.
I agree. I agree with you. Jameson would be a really nice addition to the team
Yeah.
for the second half of the
Very,
year,
very nice.
especially at the price we might get him at.
Yeah, and I think Everett's another guy we got to throw in.
I like Everett a lot. I'm a big
I'm
fan.
willing to take Everett over Albert.
Sure. I'm okay with that.
I think that
I think
you can see I've
more of a
stacked
sure
him
thing.
a lot with Stafford and Carr, but I think there's a reason for that. And, we don't have any other lack players. So I think Everett's the pick if Jameson Williams doesn't make it back.
I agree.
Some people would say to Van Jefferson, but
no, we already have A-Rob and Cup.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we had two. Jameson made it. I don't see how we
I'm
pass
down for
on
Jameson. Yeah, let's do it. There's plenty of tight ends late. Nice pick. Higbee would be nice if he came to us.
Oh, Higbee would be fabulous.
Yeah, that would be great.
But I don't think I like Fant.
I like all these tight ends here, from Fant all the way to Hooper.
I don't like those guys as much. I guess Hayden Hurst is okay. Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Jamal's a great RB5. Darrell Williams is decent.
I don't like Darrell.
Are you a believer in Eno or?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, a believer. I just think that it'll be a committee if Connor goes down.
Not if, when. Because he's going to miss at least 2-3 starts. It's inevitable.
Yeah. But, I don't know that Williams is that guy who's going to get you 30 points in a playoff week if he gets a start. I guess he could in that offense, but.
Exactly. And he catches passes.
There's just so many other guys, and Justin Herzig put me on Mostert again.
Why Mostert? Can you?
Because that's a great running offense, and the reason he's in the 17th round is because they added Sony Michel, and he's explosive as hell.
The only thing for me is he can't stay healthy. You're going to get maybe 2, 3, 4 good starts, but then he might miss the rest of the year. But I guess that his price is baked in.
I'm just saying there's a lot of guys I like to mix in. I love Donta Foreman.
Love Foreman.
I like Eno. I mean, I like
Chris
Marlon
Davis
Mack. You can see. Pickens is a guy that I want more of.
I've started to pick him up now. I haven't been taking.
I forgot. I've been acting like he was the 4th wide receiver. He's the 3rd wide receiver.
He's the 3rd. Yeah. Well, no. There's one more. I was actually looking at their depth chart.
I think Freiermuth is the 3rd wide receiver.
Yeah, that could be.
Maybe the 2nd wide receiver.
Freiermuth is going to get all of those
drop offs from either quarterback.
They have Anthony Miller still. That was who I was thinking of.
Anthony who?
Anthony Miller. Not that
I didn't hear what you said.
They still have Anthony Miller, so that's who Pickens is probably fighting for a job.
Yeah.
Which, man, yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be upset with Khalil Herbert if he fell to us.
Well, I mean, I definitely want to hit tight end.
Oh, Herbert. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see.
And if Everett, Higbee, I like Njoku a lot, just on a talent perspective.
I like Njoku. They just paid him too.
Who?
Njoku. They just paid him. Yeah. Oh, if I didn't even realize
you said Jobu, like from Major League.
Yeah. All right. This is a sweat because Everett does not fall this much.
This guy's got to take a tight end.
Yeah.
Nope. It's good to have the rake in the.
In the live stream.
Come on, please
give him to us.
So we're gonna get it. I think Everett makes more sense than Higbee.
Yeah, I agree.
And
But
then if
Higby's not a
somehow
bad
they
shot.
both make it, I'd go back to back there.
Yeah, if Higby fell to our second pick, I'd be down. Oh yes, wow, that's awesome. Higby or Jamal for me for next pick. And if
Broward, I get shit for drafting early. The value is great if you know what you're doing. Amen, brother.
agreed, yeah,
Amen, brother. And just even from a perspective of we don't know what's going to happen injury wise. You know, the last 2 years because of the preseason being people barely playing in preseason and COVID, you had a lot less injuries than you used to.
Higby or Fant, I think, yeah.
I'm Higby or Pickens.
Higby, perfect.
Higby. This is insane.
Wow.
All right, so we're taking tight end out now.
Yep.
We're taking quarterback out now.
You want to just press RB and tight end?
I know.
Yeah, it's confusing. I always go back and forth too.
So 1, 2, 3. I don't like McKissick. I do like Bourne. Hamler's got good stuff. Mostert, Curtis Samuel. Are you a Julio guy?
Yeah.
Put Wandell in, Brian Robinson in, Fuller. McKinnon would be good.
McKinnon would be really nice.
AJ Green. Okay. I like David Bell.
Me too.
My boy is Donta Foreman.
I like Foreman.
I think, if you could give me 20% Foreman and 15% CMC, that's a 35% bet on one of the top 5 or 6 spots.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. Chris Evans, I don't totally hate, especially with Perrine
Just
being
not for the next.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. And then, yeah, I guess we're good for the next one.
Yeah, we've got 18 in the queue. We're 13 away, and we don't even have QB and tight end on.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have any issues filling this out. Now we're just waiting to see who falls to us. There's tons of great options, especially at wide receiver. I love this ending my draft 16 to 18 with wide receiver Matt Collins. He's supposedly
how about Matt Collins? That would be a no for me. Do you see? Can you still see? Okay.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Show your beautiful face.
Oh, have we not been live the whole time?
What was the latest episode of the 1 week season cast about?
Who was on this? It was
did Hilo claim to have invented the question mark?
No, they just had Liam on.
Oh, you're not on that every time?
No, it's not on. I just do once in a while. It's John Warner, Roto Run, and Hilo that are doing that together.
Oh, Warner's good.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good outside the box thinker.
Yeah,
you can tell from
he's a little arrogant, but
you can tell from his poker background that it translates pretty well to this.
What's that?
I like that how he translates his poker background to this.
Yeah. No, I that's a good hire by them. I hate to say it.
Jamal Williams fall to us. This would be like the perfect draft. I actually like McKissick. Do you think
not in half PPR because even if Gibson goes down, it's going to be Brian Robinson and McKissick. I don't
McKissick
see the value.
Was getting the red zone carries last year. So do you think Brian Robinson's going to be getting the red zone carries? If so, then Brian Robinson's the pick. And he could.
I mean that's good information, but and
they paid him to get away from the Bills. That's another reason. You don't just pry a player away not to play him.
Unless you're the Redskins.
Yeah, this is true. This is a good point. All right. So it looks like Jamal did not fall to us. I am not against Hamler.
I'm kind of digging Curtis Samuel. I think he's way undervalued, and we need a good seventh wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't mind Curtis Samuel at all.
And and he has a good floor and ceiling. He's correlated with the Week 16.
I like Samuel. I'm
and
in.
then we can look at maybe 2 running backs to finish up if we we'll take whichever running back makes the most sense next.
Yeah, I'd be happy with any of those top 3 guys: Mustard, Robinson, or McKinnon,
and Foreman.
Yeah, and Foreman, definitely. And you,
Carolina, do we have any Tampa players?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh no, we do.
Oh yeah, we have Lenny. That's
Lenny.
right. Perfect.
See, Foreman has got Detroit and Tampa. I mean, that
is nice. Yeah, I'm okay with Foreman.
I don't know that either are going to make it though.
Yeah, they might not make it. Well, this guy needs to take some quarterbacks, and then the guy next to us is 6, so there's a chance one gets to us.
I mean, Foreman's still pretty far down once you add in the.
Oh yeah. I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about Zamir White. Someone I need to look into more. I don't know much about him, so I need to start.
He's very talented, but
yeah, I need to do a deep dive into him. Looks like Foreman.
I mean, he played over James Cook 6 rounds earlier.
Yeah,
but I just think Jacobs, and they've got Drake, and
Drake's not a bad last round pick.
I just hate guessing.
Yeah, I understand.
There's too many situations where a guy is a direct backup. Foreman went.
Yeah, Robinson works.
You like Brian?
Yeah, he's a good bet. Big thing they were dogging Gibson on is pass protection, and Robinson knows how to pass protect. So I think he has a role. And even earlier this offseason, Riverboat Ron was saying that he wants to recreate the Stewart backfield. So I think he's pretty decent bet there. So
I'll put White into the queue.
Yeah.
We got the double correlations. You see how helpful this overlay is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think Sony Michel is a decent last pick. DPJ is a decent last pick.
I love DPJ in the 18th round.
You could see I had more backed off a little.
Me too, but he fell apart, but now I'm buying back in again. I like Jeff Wilson. I'm not against him. I think we'll be good there. Cedric Wilson's a guy I take as my emergency wide receiver at the end. Can you show us our wide receivers when you're done? Yeah, so we're strong enough to stay even at 7.
If we I think it's a matter of who's the better player at this point.
Exactly. We just.
I'm not going to take a running back just to have a 6th because the running back room isn't as strong as maybe I'd want it to be. There's you need some things to happen for the last 3 guys, but I think a sneaky one would be.
I'm not into stacking.
I normally am not, but it's a 6th.
Yeah. Vaughn is interesting because he could play. He wasn't that bad last year.
No, he wasn't.
Really wasn't that bad.
And what's his name is people forget. People forget certain things. Bruce Arians was way more like he had a lot of Shanny in him when it comes to running backs.
Yeah.
I think that the new head coach, what's his name?
Bowles.
What?
Is it Todd Bowles?
Yeah, Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Bowles is much more calm.
Yeah.
Much less likely to freak out and.
Yeah, totally agree.
I also need more Zay Jones.
That's my highest owned player, period.
What's that?
That's my highest owned player, period.
Zay, yeah. That's a good. Got to get more of him.
I love stacking like Kirk or Marvin Jones with him too. That's such an easy, quick late stack you can get in your rosters.
I'm also really starting to come around again on my boy Pierre Strong.
You like Pierre Strong too? Before the draft, he was my boy. I thought
He was my number one owned running back
Oh
pre-draft.
yeah. If he went to the right spot, he'd be easily a top 6th, 7th, 8th round pick.
It just reminds me of a couple other situations where, you know, I really like somebody's tape, and then the draft just didn't bear it out.
Mm-hmm. What I was gonna say too is when they had that tournament, the big board before the draft, Keyshawn Vaughn was my highest owned running back because I really wasn't sure if like Lenny was going to resign at that point, so I thought Keyshawn Vaughn was going to have a prominent role.
I think David Bell is a friggin' steal here.
I agreed. Yeah,
I think
Bell or Sony.
What's that?
If Bell gets taken, take Sony, but I like Bell a lot.
Okay.
Rojo RB1 season, we were winning $1 million, Todd.
Well, just don't forget to send me the $12.50.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pay you otherwise.
Do you want PayPal?
Yeah,
perfect.
I sent you the email.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's a solid team.
I wish they had like numbers on the draft, but we did this podcast, so we know the team that if it wins significant money or any money, I get to pay you.
Yeah, you could rename the team to like to my name.
You can't name the team in this either.
What do you mean you can't name your team?
No.
Yeah, on the app, yeah. So if you go into the app, you go into like an individual team. So if you go into here, and if you click right into there, you can rename your team right there.
Oh, no way. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see if they can do that. Where do they do it?
So when you do it, once the draft's over with, so I'll go back. So you go into here.
Let's just say my Bulldog team.
Yeah. So
I go in.
Go to completed, and then click your Bulldog team there. You'll have your one entry. So I named mine Stink because I did one with one of my buddies.
Where do I name it?
Right here in the info button right there.
What's that?
Go to the info button right in the top corner right here.
Oh, yeah.
Button. And there you go. You can rename your team.
Oh.
Yeah. So every time I do like a draft with someone, I always write the name of the person I did it with.
That's very good. Thank you. See, that was worth the whole price of doing the pod with you.
There we go. It looks like I'll keep my $12.50. I'm just kidding. Cool. Well, we have a pretty good team, Todd. I will be cheering this season.
Well, I'm open to doing another one with you down the line. Just
anytime.
You know, I still got some to do, and Mad Sox said, "Don't worry, guys, don't bother. I already named all my teams the winner."
Maybe next time we could do an FFPC to change it up.
That's fine too.
Yeah, let's do it.
And that's gonna do it for today. Hold on. Hey, Paulo, you on Twitter? What's your handle? It's do me favors, but there's an underscore in there.
It's do_me_favors.
Yep. Has something to do with oral sex, I think.
More NBA, but awesome. Well, it was a great time, Todd. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Oh, I'm glad we've gotten to know each other better, and I'm glad that we did this. And that'll do it for today. Thanks, guys, for joining us and for throwing in your comments.
Take it easy. Have a good one.